Gonna find out who the best man is. I respect you for what you've done in the game, but you ain't never went up against me or my staff. Now you remember something? We've been here before. You trying to get there.
What means that? How though? How does that work? Outboxing that. Just outboxing this shit. What about the weight? It don't matter. But they're fighting big people all their fucking life.
Is a pretty intelligent guy. He might not try to talk, and say different things to jump off the page at you, but he's not a stupid guy, man. He's intelligent.
One at the press event, Terence Crawford's coach, Brian Bomac McIntyre, fired a bold message toward Canelo, warning that height and weight won't decide the outcome. He reminded everyone that Crawford has spent his entire career dismantling bigger men and still finding ways to dominate. Speaking with authority, Bomac made it crystal clear. Canelo could be in serious danger because Crawford's ring IQ, skill set, and mindset will control the fight once that first bell rings.
What means that? How though? How does that work? Outboxing that. Just outboxing this shit. What about the weight though? It don't matter. But they're fighting big people all their fucking life. Yeah.
What about the head movement, Bomac? Canelo's famed head movement.
That's what I'm there for. That's what Saul there for. That's what Red there for. You know what I'm saying? It's called coaches. Yeah. So we gonna get past that shit.
Whenever Bomac discusses Crawford's upcoming showdown, his tone leaves no room for doubt. He insists this fight is more than just another date on the calendar. It's a chance to solidify Crawford as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter alive. He stresses that Bud has been relentless in training, never skipping days, and giving himself zero excuses. To him, preparation separates champions from contenders, and Crawford's consistency shows why he's at the very peak. For Bomac, this isn't just about victory. It's about writing boxing history in front of millions worldwide.
Terence Crawford, how excited are you? Obviously, you've seen this journey with Terence, you've seen the doubters over the years, and he's now on the biggest stage again with people questioning him. And you obviously have full confidence that he's going to try and get a victory on September 30th.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely confident that he's going to get the victory. Second of all, I'm just happy for him and the team. So, the world can see once again why he considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
There was many a time where he was maybe struggling to get certain fights, and then he had to almost kick that door down. Is it nice to see him sort of getting the fruits of his labour now and getting that generational wealth off the back of what is, obviously it's a hard career boxing, you don't get given anything.
Definitely that. Definitely good to see him get, like you say, fruits of his wealth. Get me fights that, again, will show the world why he's the best fighter in the world. Show the world why he's the best fighter in the world. I'm just happy for him, man.
Rumors about Canelo struggling in sparring with Jaron Boots Ennis sparked heavy debate in the boxing world. Ennis is often compared to Crawford for his quick footwork, sharp counters, and defensive slickness. If Canelo truly had problems against a fighter with similar traits in a gym session, then the challenge becomes much steeper when facing Crawford in a real fight. Sparring isn't a championship bout, but trends matter. And this one convinced many that Canelo could be walking into serious trouble. For Team Crawford supporters, it's further proof that Bud's style may expose cracks in Canelo's armor.
When we saw that he's in camp with him, right? And so people are saying now that they reached out to me and they're saying, well, Floyd Mayweather now has joined Terence Crawford camp. Does that mean Floyd Mayweather doesn't like Jaron Boots Ennis? Floyd Mayweather went to Terence Crawford camp to give Terence Crawford advice on Canelo Alvarez. Well, one, Terence Crawford is not fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. That's number one. Number two, it's not shots at Jaron Boots Ennis if Floyd Mayweather was to go to Terence Crawford camp. Number three, I saw this clip that Fight Hype had put out, and it's an old clip of Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford at Shakur Stevenson's sparring session in Las Vegas. Shakur had called them all to be at that sparring session, okay? And Floyd Mayweather assisted. Now, Floyd Mayweather took on Canelo Alvarez September 14th of 2013. That was 12 years ago, okay? And so with that said, this one has nothing to do with the other. Floyd Mayweather, from what I'm being told from Terence Crawford's camp, that he has not went up to Colorado and helped Terence Crawford do anything. Okay, now I don't know if he's willing to or not. I don't know if Terence Crawford reached out to him or not. I don't know if they spoke on the phone or not. But, you know, it's when you saw Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather at the top-ranked gym watching Shakur Stevenson, and they had a conversation with Eddie Hearn. That's very, very old. Okay, that's very old. Now, Floyd Mayweather has stand pat on Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world currently right now as it stands.
Bomac, however, wasted no time shooting down the comparisons between Ennis and Crawford. He admitted Ennis is skilled, but insisted Bud is operating on a completely different level. In his eyes, no sparring partner can mimic what Crawford brings, a mix of adaptability, ring intelligence, and veteran experience. That's why he dismisses the chatter, reminding critics that Crawford is not defined by speed alone, but by his composure under fire. For Bomac, it's simple. No fighter can truly copy what Crawford does in the ring.
It was too wiry. Crawford was the guy at 135 pounds that looked really skinny. Even at 140, go and watch his fights against, who's the one that I'm trying to think of his name now. The fight at 140, Julius Ndongo.
Oh yeah.
And when he's just skinny, he's like wiry. He's very much Tommy Hearns. Now,
oh, have you seen him? He's
now
massive.
He's jacked.
Man, he looks like huge. He's got to be north of 170.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah. There's a part of me that's like, dude, you don't need to be that big. Like, I don't think this is a strength for strength thing. I think this is a skill and speed thing. I don't know. I feel like if you're trying to sit on your punches to hurt Canelo, nobody hurts Canelo.
He's been hit by Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev, Bivol.
Yeah.
Crawford ain't hurt.
Golovkin.
And Golovkin. Crawford ain't hurt.
But Crawford knocks everyone out.
At 147 pounds. That when he at 154, did he knock out Ismail Madrimov?
No, he didn't put a dent in him, really.
Didn't put not even a little dent in him. Canelo Alvarez is not Ismail Madrimov.
Yeah, but who is Canelo Alvarez now?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like who are we watching now? Because when I go back and watch the guy that fought Skull, everyone likes to dig out Skull. Sorry, one second. Canelo's got to do more. Canelo's output was the worst output I've ever seen of a unified champion. I'm not joking, the worst.
That fight.
Yeah.
He literally did. But my kind of thinking is all right, well, who is Canelo now? Well, in the nicest way, although he's been fighting good fighters, when's the last time he had a super fight?
Who?
Canelo. And that's when we see the real Canelo, when he has a super fight.
Okay, Bivol.
Yes, correct. And he lost. But
yeah.
Bivol was significantly better at 175 pounds.
Okay.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
Crawford, similar in terms of, they're both skillful.
Boxing analyst Aid Oladipo added another perspective, questioning Crawford's decision to bulk up for the fight. He explained that success isn't simply about size, but about balancing skill, rhythm, and natural flow. Rapid weight gain, he argued, could dull Crawford's sharpness or alter the speed that makes him dangerous. While fans admire Bud for daring to move up, Oladipo warned that changing too much could backfire. His take highlights the complexity of preparation. Even great fighters can face setbacks if they step too far away from what makes them special.
I know you saw him sparring with Boots. Give me your initial response.
That don't mean shit, man. That don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing, man. Boots ain't no Crawford.
That's right.
Yo, hey, like I said, that don't mean, all that shit don't mean nothing. That shit ain't gonna help you. He should have just got the last cab driver he just fought. Cause that shit that don't mean nothing, man. All that shit don't mean nothing. You ain't no Bud Crawford. They don't have that mentality. Having that mentality and going upside your head at the same motherfucking time, shit, man. I don't give a fuck about all that shit at all.
Trainer Breadman Edwards took a more measured approach. He acknowledged that Crawford is well aware Canelo sparred with Boots Ennis, and that Ennis brings genuine firepower. But instead of letting that affect his mindset, Crawford uses it as fuel. Edwards emphasized that Bud's focus isn't shaken by sparring stories. He stays locked in on fight night. In fact, knowing that Canelo trained with Ennis might even sharpen Crawford's camp, forcing them to prepare for similar styles. Edwards summed it up best. Crawford's mental toughness means no outside factor can throw him off his game.
That's why I said I'm not changing my percentage. It can make Canelo go up. It can make him lose his confidence or take a piece from him. And it can make Crawford say, okay. Let me tell you something about Crawford, man. I watch Crawford. I will watch how he evolved throughout the years. I've been watching him. Me, Red, and Bomac been cool since way before Crawford hit the mainstream. Way before he hit the mainstream. And I watched him. Crawford is a pretty intelligent guy. He might not try to talk, and say different things that jump off the page at you, but he's not a stupid guy, man. He's intelligent. He knows Boots is the real deal. No matter what all of the public say and everybody talking, he knows it. He knows Boots is the real deal. Crawford's little brother is Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson and Boots is super cool, and Shakur Stevenson was in the amateurs with Boots. Don't you think Shakur told Bud, yo, bro, I love you. You my big bro, but that kid nice, bro. You gonna have to be on your game to fuck with him. You don't think Shakur told Crawford that, and you don't think he respected his opinion? You don't think that Red and Bomac got eyes and they know Boots is special? You don't believe that? I don't care about all this talk on the internet because they may fight. So you can't be too complimentary of a guy that you may fight. But you don't think they know that? So by him bringing Boots in, that's probably going to take Bud to another level mentally. And that's where I think that Bud win this fight. I think he got a mental edge.
Among fans and pundits, one argument keeps coming up. Can Crawford really handle Canelo's size? Supporters of Alvarez believe his strength at higher weights is simply too much for Bud, who once fought at lightweight. They argue that at some point raw physics will kick in, and Canelo's power punches may prove overwhelming. This is the core of the debate. Will skill overcome size, or will the natural difference in weight and power tilt the fight? For many, that size gap looks like Crawford's biggest obstacle yet.
Canelo versus Crawford, who you got?
I got Canelo winning. I think Canelo's gonna knock him out.
I think Canelo's gonna hurt him.
I think he's just too powerful, man, too strong. I hope Terence Crawford does well and stuff, man, because I love the way he fights, and he's a hell of a fighter, and I respect him as well too. So I hope he puts up a good fight and everything. But at the end of the day, man, Canelo, if he catches you, dude, it's gonna knock you out.
Look, at the end of the day, I always say this: he took Golovkin's biggest hit, and he took Bivol' biggest hit. I don't think Crawford can knock him out.
I think Terence Crawford can knock Canelo out if he catches him, because with Gennady Golovkin hit harder, but he was a lot slower. Yeah. So when Canelo's seen the punches coming, he's able to embrace. I think if Terence Crawford catches Canelo with a shot that he doesn't see coming, boom, then he could hurt him.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Another angle is Canelo's mountain of experience at the top level. Analysts point out that he has battled nearly every style: slick movers, heavy punchers, defensive maestros. With dozens of championship rounds behind him, Canelo has built composure under the brightest lights. Experience shapes how fighters deal with adversity, and Canelo has proven his durability time and again. Supporters argue that this wealth of knowledge, combined with his natural power, makes him one of the toughest puzzles for anyone to solve. Even a fighter as brilliant as Crawford.
There's things about being in camp with Canelo. It's just different. He's got speed, he's got velocity, he's got precision, he's got positioning, he's got power, and he's got just an incredible amount of experience. I think there's 10 fights that haven't been added to his record. Mm-hmm. So, and Bud, when Bud was fighting at 130 or 35, Canelo already was at 54. So there's definitely weight classes for a reason.
Some voices in boxing feel torn about this matchup. On one hand, they respect Crawford for daring to test himself against greatness. On the other, They worry it could be a risk too far. Their concern isn't about his talent, but about whether a clear physical mismatch might overshadow his skill. They believe Crawford could have chosen a different path to cement his legacy. Yet even skeptics admit this fight brings Crawford unmatched attention, money, and a chance to elevate his profile to levels few fighters ever.
Okay, man. Another good segue. Let's talk about the real deal, though. Brian, questionable fighter. Some people always question certain things. That boy Canelo, that boy Crawford. Nobody questioning those two. How you feel about that fight coming?
I'm questioning it. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, what?
Big man, little man. I wish Crawford had some other opportunities to really solidify his greatness in a different way. Canelo, he's got Bivol, he's got Benavidez, he's got all these other legitimate 168, 175 pound guys that he can fight, for my opinion, to really help his namesake. And you're gonna go fight a little smaller guy. And that's nothing against Bud. Bud is as talented as they come.
Really?
But you're talking about a guy that probably walks around at 180, 190 pounds. Bud is not a huge, massive guy.
Right.
I don't know if y'all can tell us what the hydration clause is. I'm not sure if you got that worked out. Probably not, because Canelo is obviously the A side. But I just think there's better fights for both of them to be had. I'm glad that Bud is going to get this payday. It's very important.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't rob him to the sunset after this one. But I'm really disappointed in Canelo because I felt like Canelo has a lot of other opportunities he could to really solidify himself as being a pound for pound great, and I think this is going to kind of win or lose. It's going to tarnish his reputation.
Really? Now, what if he takes this fight and then he rides off into the sunset with Benavidez?
Same thing.
Like that. Same thing.
I mean, he's got to fight Benavidez. He's got to fight. He's got to fight Bivol again. He's got to fight the up and coming 168, 165 to 175 pound guy.
Bomac himself framed the showdown not as size versus size, but as a battle of brains. He explained that timing can beat power, and speed can neutralize strength. For him, Crawford's genius lies in constant adjustment. He's a puzzle that evolves each round, forcing opponents into mistakes. His motto, "Skills pay the bills," isn't just a catchphrase, but a philosophy. It highlights his belief that no matter how powerful or experienced Canelo is, Crawford's mastery of boxing's finer details will give him every chance to win.
We know where we need to be by the time we step in the ring. We got the doctors and the scientists and nutritionists and everybody that's in camp that's going to do their part to get where we need to get.
How much more power does he have?
He got some sudden power up there. And we're just going to sustain it for 36 minutes.
Why do you believe you've got what it takes to come up 2 divisions?
Like I told the other guy, skills pays the bills. You got to have skills, man, to be going up there to fight somebody like that, like a Canelo. And not only is his offense, you got to have defense too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So styles makes fights. Bud got the better skills, and he got the better mind too.
Do you think with the styles in mind, but also the weight in mind, he can get that job done based on he's just so much more excelling in the skill?
You know what? He gonna get the job done. I promise you that. He'll get the job done. Because Bud boxing IQ is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Next to Canelo, not taking nothing away from him, but just a little bit better.
I can tell you fully believe in your fighter and he believes in himself too. There was a slight back and forth at the press conference there. That was just a battle of belief. Who believes they're better? Obviously Terence believes he's better. Did you look into that, what happened at the press conference there as the first
that's just press conference, man. The reason why I believed into my fighter is because from day one. The first day he walked in the gym to where we at now. We haven't lost yet. Okay? He got a loss. He got 2 losses.
How does that affect him coming into this fight?
One thing about this, always remember this. He got 2 losses, right? We got no losses. So we know what to do to take to get that win, right?
We know exactly what shape we need to be in by fight night. That's why we've got doctors, scientists, nutritionists, an entire team making sure every box is checked. Everyone in camp is locked in, working to get Bud exactly where he needs to be. Skills win fights. To face someone like Canelo, you need more than offense. Defense matters just as much. Styles may make fights, but Bud has the sharper mind and the better skill set. That's why Bomac believes he has the edge where it truly counts. The reason I believe in my fighter is simple. From the first day he stepped into the gym until today, we've never lost. Meanwhile, Canelo already has 2 defeats on his record. That difference tells the story. We know what it takes to keep winning, and we plan to prove it again on Fight Night. That wraps up today's video. Make sure you stay locked in. The road to Fight Night is only getting more intense.